It is time to check your inner and outer foundation for any cracks and inconsistencies, because now is the time to recalibrate yourself, adjust your trajectory, and stand tall in your divinity, claiming your birthrights and making sure you are solid, stable, self-supported, and feel safe, seen, loved, and nourished. Hi, and welcome. This is Brian from Green Gardens Healing, and here is your Lunar Destinies Beaver Supermoon reading from a shamanic healing perspective. On Wednesday, November 5th at 8:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a super full Beaver moon at 13 degrees, 22 minutes of Taurus. So to see how this full moon affects you personally, you will want to locate where 13 degrees of Taurus falls on your birth chart, and this will indicate which astrological house is being activated by this lunation. Now, Taurus energy is all about growth and blossoming, safety and security, home and finances, and this is where the Beaver supermoon is supporting us and guiding us. Therefore, this full moon is asking us to prioritize ourselves first and foremost, to get our life in order and to make sure that we are on the path that we want to be on. It may sound selfish at first to put yourself first. In fact, putting yourself first is the most selfless thing we can do for our family, our community, and the world. Let's imagine if everyone took care of themselves, work through all of their struggles and challenges, then the world would look a lot different. And everyone would also have an entirely new toolbox of skills and wisdom that was forged in the fiery tribulations of their circumstances. And of course, once we are all in a place of fullness and power, we can become a beacon for those who need guidance or a helping hand. It is when we put others first that we can find ourselves in trouble. Because one, we are neglecting our own needs, which is a pattern that I spent the first 38 years of my life doing, and it eventually left me shattered and broken. And two, we would be imposing ourselves on those we are helping and violating their sovereignty, their strength and divine capacity, as well as enabling their incapacities and weakening their power and perseverance to stand up on their own. Now, I know what you're thinking, and a wise man once told me, no man is an island, meaning we can't do it all alone. And I agree, we're not meant to do it all alone. We are community-oriented beings, and so we can only survive and thrive in communities. I would not be here where I am today if it weren't for the many beautiful teachers throughout my journey. With that said, healthy communities are filled with capable, strong, and healthy individuals, yet still function as a collaborative, supportive community. Let's look at the Amish, for example. They are knowledgeable, healthy, capable, and successful. There's no homelessness, there's no poverty, there's no welfare handouts, there's no autism, there's no lack of purpose, there's no crime, there's no BS. They still remember how to support themselves and thrive as a community. In fact, the Amish are one of the most wealthiest and successful communities in the world. This is all a long-winded tangent to clarify that the Taurus moon isn't about helping everyone else first. Now is the time to bring your focus inward and to help yourself out first. And if you're anything like me, this is much easier said than done. Personally, it's a lot easier for me to help others than it is to help myself, and that is part of my life's learning. To embrace my life fully, exactly how it was given to me, and to make something great with it. And along that pursuit, I will intrinsically be helping others find their way too. So this full moon is reminding us to remember our core values and our divine purpose. Are we still in alignment, or do we need to make some revisions? This full moon is also asking us to call back our power and all of the pieces of us that became fragmented and lost along our journey of the soul. In essence, this supermoon is a soul retrieval. It's a homecoming, and it's a deep dive into the basements of our being to clean out all the junk that is preventing us from embodying our most potent magic and medicine. And the sun in Scorpio is empowering us to look under the surface and to meet the depths of our psyche and to choose to transform into a more powerful and expanded and more grounded version of ourselves. Because we are more powerful when we know ourselves deeply and intimately, and when we are in touch with our divine gifts, and when we face our fears and we choose to acknowledge our limitations and actively work through them. This full moon can bring up some discomfort, which is almost always a side effect of growth, healing, and transformation. We also have a water grand trine during this lunation, which is moving and redirecting our emotional rivers, tides, and waterways. Meaning our intuition is being intensified, giving us clarity. And the deeply buried feelings are all coming to the surface, and we are being called to work through these emotions, which can be painful or uncomfortable. So if you feel like you need any clarity or guidance in navigating the wake of this supermoon in Taurus, I would be honored to be a support for you along your journey. I hope you enjoyed this full moon reading, and if you would like to learn more about the Beaver moon and its spiritual implications and significance, you can watch my video on the spiritual wisdom of the Beaver moon, which will be linked below. And I hope you enjoyed this full moon reading, and I will see you again on November 20th for the new moon in Scorpio. Until then, lots of peace, love, and joy. Bye, guys.